Welcome to today's webinar. We're going to be talking about church marketing funnels and what they are, how to use them evangelistically. My goal for you today is to leave with something practical that you can put to use this week in your ministry. A little bit about Sermon View Evangelism Marketing. Here at Sermon View, we have a passion for ministry and we're nerds for marketing. We believe that church exists for those who are not yet part of it. So our passion is helping churches like yours reach people in your community who are ready to connect with you. We do that by helping you market your evangelistic events. We can find people in your community ready to study the Bible with you. We can also help turn your church website into an evangelism engine. I've enjoyed getting to know and getting to meet some of you guys over the last few months. I was at EC3 in Chattanooga last November. Last month, I was at the It Is Written Recharge Evangelism Retreat in Fort Worth. Last week, I was at the Texas Conference Pastors Meetings. I'm planning coming up in the next couple of months. I'm going to be at the NAD E-Huddle in a few weeks. I'm going to be at the Hive Creators Conference in Chattanooga the first weekend of March. I'm also planning to be at the NAD Pastor Evangelist Boot Camp in May. If you're going to be at one of these events, make sure you find me. I'd love to meet you and hear how God is working in your church. Sermon View is going to be out in force at the Propel Conference coming up April 28 to May 1, 2024. I'm going to be doing several presentations on the digital transformation of ministry, how to use AI like ChatGPT in ministry. I'm going to be doing something on digital marketing concepts. It looks like it's going to be a great event. There's some amazing speakers going to be there, and I would love to see you there. We have special discounted rates for if you want to bring a group from your church. You can learn more about it and register to attend at propelconference.org. At our last webinar, we talked about the digital transformation of ministry. We talked about how to adapt digital communication technologies in a comprehensive way to push your sermon content out beyond the walls of the church during your weekly worship service and reach people online all week long and building parasocial relationships along the way. If you missed that webinar, I'm going to put a link in the description, and this is a continuation of that topic. Today, we're going to talk specifically about the idea of an online sales funnel, how to use these in your church ministry. As we get started, I want to do a survey. Here's the poll. There's two questions in this. First, have you ever bought something new online after seeing an ad for it in social media? So you're going through your feed and Instagram or something, you see an ad for something, you end up going through, you click on it, you go through, and you end up buying it. Either then, or you learned about it there, and then later on you came back and you bought it. Okay, and then the second question: what was the dollar value of that purchase? So if you've done this more than once, what was the highest dollar value that you've ever spent on a purchase that came from social media? We've got a lot of material to cover over the next hour, and here's where we're going to be going. First of all, we're going to remind ourselves the goal of using funnel techniques, which, spoiler alert, is to develop in-person relationships. And then with that goal in mind, I want to explain what a funnel is, how it's used in e-commerce. Then I want to share some research on psychological consistency that explains why funnels can be so effective. Then we'll look at how you can adapt these concepts for use in your local church. And then we'll get into the components of an online funnel. We'll talk about the landing page of a funnel, as well as how to drive traffic to that landing page. And we'll also look at how to follow up these requests as they come in using both automation and personal touch. All right, let's take a look at the results of the poll. 78% of you have bought something after seeing an ad in social media, and the dollar values range all the way up over $100. 40%, $25 to $50, 33%, $50 to $100. That's interesting. That's interesting. And actually helps me get an idea for the type of people that are on the call today. Before we get to what a funnel is and how it's used in e-commerce, I want to talk about our goal for using this tool. Our goal is in-person relationships. We want people to connect with your church in a physically present way. Your church offers connection to spiritual community, relationships with other believers, and God created humans with the innate need to belong to community. And your church exists to fulfill this fundamental need to belong. We're social creatures. And though, of course, church has a theological component with this vertical relationship with God, Church is fundamentally a social experience with horizontal relationships between humans. And the most powerful social relationships exist when people are physically with each other. So our goal is in-person community. People today, especially younger generations, live much of their lives in the digital space. And research is showing that this digital engagement is actually driving loneliness, anxiety, depression. People today crave in-person experiences and real life-giving community. We're going to talk about how to use digital communication technologies to reach people where they are online, but our goal is to progressively lead them toward an in-person relationship. The digital transformation allows us to accelerate this relationship building through digital media. It allows us to break through the social anxiety to connect with people right where they are. It allows us to get out of the church building and begin developing relationships with people in the community. And then when the time is right, we can invite these people to an in-person experience where that relationship can be deepened. So our goal is in-person, face-to-face interaction with you and with other church members. All right, let's talk about what a funnel is. In the context of marketing and online engagement, the funnel is a model that's used to represent a customer's journey from first learning about a product or service to taking the action that we want them to take, such as making a purchase. And it's called a funnel because of its shape. It's wide at the top, narrow at the bottom, and the shape represents the gradual decrease in the number of people that are in each stage of the funnel as potential leads move as they're filtered out through different stages of the funnel. Ultimately, only a fraction move on to the next stage wherever they're at. So here's a general model of the marketing funnel. So I want to talk about this in the context of e-commerce first. The first level is awareness. In e-commerce, you want to attract as many people as possible to your website. So you use a bunch of different techniques: search engine optimization, social media advertising, content marketing, search engine ad campaigns to generate traffic. And when someone clicks through to your website from one of these sources, then they've completed the awareness stage and they're now in the interest stage. They demonstrated interest by coming to your website. And this is where you engage your website visitors by showing the value of your product or service, providing detailed product information, images, compelling product descriptions, customer reviews. These all help visitors to understand the product. At some point in this process, you move from interest to consideration. You're actually thinking about buying this product. And in this stage, the online marketer wants to encourage visitors to consider this product as a solution to a specific need that they have. So offering comparisons with similar products, showing testimonials or case studies, providing detailed benefits of the product. And then when a user adds a product to the shopping cart, they've completed the consideration stage and now they are in the conversion stage. And this is where the online marketer wants to convert the interested visitor into an actual buyer. We're going to work to streamline the checkout process, make it as easy as possible for them to click the purchase button. We're going to offer multiple payment options, provide a clear call to action. Sometimes marketers will implement a strategy like offering a limited time discount or free shipping or using other urgency. There's only 2 left in stock, that type of thing, to encourage immediate purchase. Once someone has actually made a purchase, then though that's not done. In this stage, you want to work to convert a one-time buyer into a repeat customer. And marketers do this by engaging customers after the purchase with follow-up emails. They'll solicit feedback, offer customer support. They might encourage them to join a loyalty program, follow up with special offers or recommendations based on past purchases. But a repeat customer is actually not the end of a funnel either. The final stage is what I'm calling advocacy. Beyond being just a repeat customer, we want the satisfied customers to become brand advocates. You want them to be raving fans. You want them to be telling all their friends about this amazing product. And so a marketer is going to implement referral programs or encourage social media sharing, make it easy for customers to leave reviews or testimonials. Now, online marketers work hard to optimize each stage of the funnel. They want to guide potential customers through this buying journey. And this results in a higher conversion rate, better customer loyalty. So the funnel not only helps in targeting the right audience with the right message at the right time, but it also helps to allocate marketing resources efficiently. So for example, if we're seeing that there's a big drop off, for example, between the consideration and the conversion stages, We'll look at what's going on, make it easier to help the potential customer add the product into the shopping cart, for example. Today, the top funnel experts say that you want to be tightly focused on a single product or service. So if someone searches for a webcam, for example, on Google, then when they see the ad, it should come to a landing page that's specifically about a webcam that you offer. Help them focus on that single product. And ideally, you'll avoid distractions. You'll remove links to other parts of your website. In some cases, marketers will actually use what's called a squeeze page, where the only thing you can do on that page is click the button that is what they want you to do. There's no navigation links. There's no nothing to anywhere else that you can go from that squeeze page. So let me give you an example. Here's an ad in my Facebook feed for a webcam from a company called Eye Contact Camera. It's a webcam that puts the camera down in the middle of the screen. So when you're looking at the screen, you're also looking at the camera. It's a 4K version of this. And so seeing this ad, I'm in the awareness stage where I'm being introduced to this for the first time. If I were to click this Shop Now button and go to their website, then I'm in the consideration stage where I can learn about the camera. So they've got information about their value proposition. Above screen webcams make it appear that you're looking down. We lowered the camera for easy eye contact. So it's pretty clear what this is. They actually have this cool tool where you can compare the difference between them. So here he's looking down, here he's looking right at the camera by using this. And as I learn more about it, you can see some information here. And at some point, I'm like, yeah, this looks good. I click the add to cart button. And now I'm in the conversion stage where they do things to help me complete the checkout process. We've got multiple ways to pay for it. And if I click pay now, then I move to the retention stage of the funnel. And I assume I'm going to get an email with information about the purchase. After the product arrives, they'll probably contact me again to see how the camera's working for me and ensure that, I'm satisfied with the purchase. In this case, there may not be an opportunity for me to become a repeat customer because how many webcams do you need, right? But maybe there's an upgrade. And certainly they could work to make me an advocate where, for example, I might use it as an example in a webinar. So I actually don't have this camera, but it looks really cool. Well, they have tools to be able to share this as an advocate. Like here, they've got a share button where you can copy the link and be able to share it, put it in social post, send an email or text to somebody. So that's how e-commerce companies use the marketing funnel. Before we talk about how to apply this online funnel to local church evangelism, I want to talk briefly about the psychology of funnels. In my PhD studies, I ran across work by Dr. Robert Cialdini, an American psychologist who developed a framework for understanding how to influence people to take a specific action. He described 6 different principles for influence, and I don't have time to go through all of them, but this book, Influence, the Psychology of Persuasion, it's a New York Times bestseller, over 5 million copies sold. So I want to just focus on 2 of his principles out of these 6. The first he calls reciprocity, which suggests that when someone is given something of value, they want to return something of equivalent value. And so we're going to use that when we offer something for free. We're going to use this principle. The second, which is more important in the context of the funnel, is what he calls consistency. This principle suggests that people like to be consistent in terms of attitudes, beliefs, and behaviors. This is similar to the idea of cognitive dissonance that we talked about in a previous webinar last year, but this is flipped around. And here's the key. If you ask someone to take an action that is consistent with established behaviors, with what they've done in the past, they're more likely to do what you ask. Also, if this individual has voluntarily and publicly declared a commitment to something, they're more likely to follow through. That's the psychological principle of consistency. And once people commit to something, they're more likely to go through with it to maintain a self-image of consistency and reliability. So in the context of online marketing funnels, this principle can be leveraged to guide potential customers from initial interest to final purchase and beyond. For example, in the awareness stage, you ask for a low-risk, non-binding commitment, like signing up for a newsletter or following a social media account, or even just clicking on a link to go to a website. These are small commitments that are designed to start building the relationship. And when users take this initial step, they begin to see themselves as someone who's interested in your brand or products, that's setting the stage for further engagement. Now, this is not happening at a conscious level, but when they do something that you ask them to do, they begin to see themselves as someone who's engaged with you in the past. So as potential customers move through the interest and then on to the consideration stages of the funnel, they're encouraged to make more significant commitments. So this could be engaging with content, participating in a free trial, or adding items to a cart. So remember that slider that showed the difference between using a traditional webcam and one that's down on the screen? So just interacting with that actually was drawing me forward in this funnel. And it was, it's a low commitment. I didn't even know I was making a commitment. Subconsciously, as I'm interacting with that, it's drawing me further. Each step of the process is designed to reinforce the customer's self-image as someone who's interested in and supportive of this brand. People are more likely to continue a behavior if they see it as consistent with their self-image and consistent with their past actions. So in the conversion stage, then, the potential customer is asked to make a much more significant commitment, which is actually making the purchase, pull out the credit card and actually buy. And if the previous stages have effectively reinforced this customer's commitment, then making a purchase is a natural next step in maintaining a consistent pattern of behavior. Techniques like highlighting the customer's previous engagements or choices, things like, hey, you've already chosen the perfect color, you're just one step away from enjoying your new product, that can be effective. And then after the purchase, then the shift focuses to retaining the customer and encouraging them to advocate for the brand. Customers who've made a purchase are reminded of their positive choice. They're encouraged to remain consistent with that choice by repurchasing or subscribing or recommending the brand to others. This is where testimonials, loyalty programs, referral incentives can play a significant role at this stage. So, as you can see, this psychological principle of consistency is the basis for effective funnels. Small commitments lead toward bigger commitments, ultimately leading to a purchase and then on to advocacy for the brand. Okay, so how does a church actually use this concept of a marketing funnel? Well, if you've spent any time around Adventist evangelism, you know that we already use these principles in Adventist evangelism. An evangelistic series is essentially an evangelistic funnel where we move people through a sequence of decisions that's easy for them to say, yes, I want to commit to Jesus. Yes, I believe that Bible prophecy it speaks to today. Yes, I believe in what happens in the afterlife. Yes, I believe in the Sabbath. Yes, I believe that this is the remnant church. Yes, I will get baptized. This is a sequence where each commitment leads to a little bit more of a commitment until in the end, it's easy for them to say, yes, I want to be a member of the remnant church. Here at Sermon View, we use the funnel principles when we do evangelism marketing. We send out direct mail. We use social media advertising to make people aware of the meetings. That's the awareness stage. We send them to a website where they can learn more. That's the interest stage. We invite them to reserve seats, which is the consideration stage. But pre-registration is obviously not the final step here. We want them to actually show up on opening night. So we send them reminder emails and text messages. And then when they walk through the church doors on opening night, we've reached that conversion stage of the marketing funnel. And for us as evangelism marketers, that's how we use it as an evangelism marketing company. And that's the end of the stage for us. But what I want to talk to you about today is not about event marketing, but how your church can use this marketing funnel every day, all year long. And you'll use it not just for one-time events, but for year-round ministry. We're going to run some Google ads for specific keywords related to various doctrinal and felt need topics. And these ads are going to be targeted to the area around your church. So when people search on Google in your geographic area, they're going to see an ad for that topic. We'll also run social media ads, again, geographically targeted, YouTube ads. You can make social media posts on the topic. That's the awareness phase of this funnel. When they click through, they go to a page on that specific topic where they can learn more. They're now in the interest stage. We put a video on that page and a short article where their curiosity is piqued further. We also put a form on that page where they can request a Bible study guide on this specific topic. And when they fill out that form, they're now in the consideration stage. Once we have their contact information, we can text them, we can email them afterwards, we can check in and see how the Bible study went. These emails can also begin to invite them to an in-person Bible study on this topic. We send a message immediately after they complete that form to help them remember that they made this request. And then we send another message 3 days later, and then 4 days later, and then every week for a while. These messages begin to broaden the focus beyond that particular doctrinal topic to other things that your church offers. You offer something of value in each email, so like a brief devotional thought or an inspirational message, and you invite them to an in-person event. You offer them something of value. You're not just asking them for something. You're giving them something of value where when they read it, they feel better about their journey to Jesus or about life or whatever. And then this principle of reciprocity, when they've received something, then they're more likely to do what you ask. So don't just ask them to do stuff, offer them something of value in the process. And then invite them to an in-person event. So this could be Sabbath school, it could be a worship service, or it could be some other event specifically designed for guests. So here's the thing. You want there to be a page where they can register for the event, whatever it is. And then when they fill out that form, they're now in the conversion stage. We'll send them an email to follow up. You send a text message saying, we're so excited that you've registered. We're looking forward to seeing you at the event. When you arrive, be sure to ask for me. I'll be your personal host for this experience. I'm looking forward to meeting you. And then when they show up for the event, they're now in the retention stage. And what can you do at your church to create an experience where they want to come back? Once you're meeting them in person, we're done with the digital marketing funnel, and now you're just doing ministry in your church. So I want to go through some specific components to making this work. And I'm going to start with the landing page, which is not the first stage, right? The first stage is awareness, all these ads and stuff. But I'm going to start with the landing page so you see where these ads are going to be going. The topic for this funnel is Sabbath rest. So here's a landing page on that specific topic. We have a short 60-second video on the topic by the pastor, which, by the way, helps to continue fostering a parasocial relationship if you've been running the YouTube ads like we talked about last time. We'll come back to that. We have a short 400-word blog post about Sabbath rest. And then at the bottom, we've got a form for them to give us information in exchange for a free Bible study guide about the Sabbath. Request your free Bible study guide on the Sabbath and how it can bring healing to mind, body, and soul. There's not much to it, and that's intentional. We don't share the entire 20th fundamental belief on the Sabbath. It's very focused on the felt need aspect of rest and about talking about the benefits of the Sabbath to the person who's reading it. And then if they're interested and they want to learn more, then they can contact you. Okay, so let's talk about the awareness stage. How do people actually get to this landing page? This is where social posts and advertising come in. So first of all, you need to be running Google ads for a variety of topics. And in this case, we're going to run Google ads with the keyword Sabbath and other Sabbath-related keywords. So someone searches for Sabbath, and then this ad appears up at the top. This is an ad from your church, talks about Sabbath rest, and learn more about the power of Sabbath rest to reset your mind and body. Running ads on Google is really inexpensive, and these should be running year-round. And in fact, there are cases as a church where you might be able to get search ads free. So you definitely need to be doing Google search ads. It's really inexpensive. Another thing that you can do is run Facebook and Instagram ads. So here's an example of an ad on the Sabbath. When you click the link down here, again, it goes to that landing page. Now, these ads on social media, they don't run year round. You want to run ads on a particular topic for 3 or 4 weeks and then switch to another topic. So Let's say that you have 6 topics that you're focusing on. You can hit each topic twice a year. You run it for a month and then go to the next topic and then to the next topic. So this is an example of a Facebook ad on the Sabbath. Another way to raise awareness is if you're doing YouTube advertising. We talked last time about a year-long YouTube program where you run ads on spiritual topics to build parasocial relationships in the community. So if you were doing this, I would do a series of 4 short videos over the course of 4 weeks on the power of Sabbath rest. And then when you click on the link, it goes through to the landing page on Sabbath rest. And then finally, you could also do social posts on the topic. Now, the issue here is that the algorithm tends to display your post only to your followers, and sometimes the people like them. You're really not going to get very much exposure from these organic social posts. On the other hand, it doesn't cost anything and it doesn't hurt to do it. So every week you could do a social post on Sabbath rest. Or if you have like these 6 topics, you could do 3 of the topics a week. Do one on Monday, one on Wednesday, one on Friday, and then the following week do the other 3 and just rotate them. So you hit every topic every 2 weeks. That's another way to handle it. Okay. So someone saw your ad or they saw your social post and they came to the landing page and they requested your offer. So how do you follow up? First of all, when someone requests the Bible study from the landing page, they should get an email and a text immediately. So something along these lines. We're delighted to hear of your interest in our Bible study. It's wonderful to have you exploring the spiritual journey with us. We're so excited to offer this Bible study guide, and we hope that you're going to be blessed. In that message, you could also mention prayer, something like, by the way, we'd love to pray for you. Is there a specific need that we can pray for? Just reply to this message and let us know. So that one gets sent immediately as soon as the form is filled out. And then 3 days later, another message should automatically go out. Hey, just want to check in, see how the Bible study was. Let us know if you have any questions. By the way, we have an in-person Bible study that's happening this Saturday morning at 10 o'clock. Where we're going to be getting deeper into the Bible on the topic of Sabbath. We'd love for you to join us. Click here to let us know that you'll be coming. So there's a link. We'll talk about where that goes in a second. 4 days later, send another email with a short paragraph about the Sabbath. So this is now a week after they first requested it. So, just a quick statement. Sabbath rest is a gift from God. He knows we need it for complete rest and restoration, body, mind, and soul. And then invite them again to an in-person Bible study on Saturday morning. And then the following week, you send another email and another text message, and again, inviting them to the Bible study with a link to reserve their spot. So I want to show you an example of a landing page for registering for the class. So here we've got another video from the pastor, again, helping to build the parasocial relationship. Video is also found to be very engaging on a page. And then we've got some real basic information about it. And then the form to be able to register. Why are we asking someone to reserve a spot to come to Sabbath school? Do we really need to know how many guests have registered? Of course not. If a bunch of people just showed up randomly, you'd grab more chairs and you make it work, right? So this isn't about capacity planning. And we already have their information because they didn't get to this page until they already requested the Bible study guide, right? So this isn't about knowing who they are. Yes, it's nice to know that a guest is planning to come, so it can get you in the right mindset to meet them. But even that's not the fundamental reason for asking them to register. So why do it? There's 2 reasons. Remember Cialdini's principle of consistency. We're asking them to make another small commitment prior to them coming because that increases the likelihood of them actually coming. Remember, in an age of social anxiety, you're asking someone to walk through the doors of a strange church with people that they've never met and come to an in-person Bible study class, right? That's a huge ask. That's a huge commitment. So we're asking them to make small commitments along the way. So when they register, it actually increases the likelihood of them actually taking that risk and showing up on Saturday morning. Second, the other important reason is that now we can send them reminders about this event. Similar to requesting a Bible study, as soon as they register, you want to send them an email and a text, say something like, hey, we're saving a seat for you. We're excited to meet you. Remind them what they signed up for, an in-person Bible study group. Be sure to ask for me so I can be your personal host on Saturday morning and affirm them for making the right decision, warmly welcome them, And then the day before, send them another reminder. So if it's a Saturday morning class, send it on Friday morning. Send an email and a text reminding them of the class the next day. Again, be enthusiastic. We're so excited that you're planning to come. We'll have a Bible study workbook ready for you. And when you arrive, be sure to ask for me. I will be your personal host. What's this Bible study workbook? It could be just the quarterly, right? Or if you had a class specifically for new believers or pre-believers, pre-Adventists, whatever that is. If you don't have a workbook, don't say that you're going to have it for them, right? Anyway, with that, then you've done everything that you can to encourage their attendance. And if they show up, then you're going to be ready. So one last digital marketing technique that I want to mention. What happens if they click your ad or your social post, but then they don't fill out the form to request the Bible study? So you don't have their contact information. You don't know who they are. So is that the end of it? Well, no. First of all, they'll continue to see the ads and the social posts, whatever it was that brought them to the webpage in the first place. So those are going to continue to get seen by them. But there's another tool that you can use to stay in front of them. If they came to your webpage but didn't take the action that you wanted, you can use what's called remarketing or retargeting to place ads on the internet that they will see. And this is internet advertising that's driven by a user's past behavior. So for example, if they came to the page, but they didn't complete the form, and then a few days later, they went to speedtest.net, you can place a remarketing ad there to remind them. So here's an ad for Sabbath rest. There's lots of places, hundreds of thousands of websites that run these ads. So there's lots of opportunities as they're moving across the internet to run across your ad. And these are triggered when they come to the website, but don't fill out the form. You can also do the same thing on Facebook and Instagram. So if they came to your page, but they didn't fill out the form, you can stay in front of them with repeated ads. You can set it so that this ad on the Sabbath gets displayed more often to people who come to your website, but didn't take the action that you wanted. Remember that webcam ad? I went to their website and then all I saw was that webcam ad for several weeks after that. You could also change the advertising to invite them to an in-person Bible study after they've completed that form and requested the Bible study. So now the computer knows that they completed the form. So now the ads can switch to join us for an in-person Bible study. And since that's the next step of the funnel, you can stay in front of them with that offer. So that's the way that you can use online funnels at your church. It's really a simple concept. We've seen companies do this all the time, but I understand that it can be difficult to set all this up. So let me tell you something that Sermon View is offering that can help you execute your vision for this digital outreach. All right. So we wanted to make this easy for you to get started with an effective online marketing funnel at your church. So we've created this digital transformation bundle. It's a collection of everything that you'll need to effectively use digital funnels and move your church into the digital realm. So first of all, we're going to build you a new outreach-oriented website focused on your spiritual messages like we talked about earlier. Then we'll set up all the Google search engine ads for the keywords that's appropriate for your ministry. We'll also set up all the landing pages. We'll include content management. So we'll update the website each week for you to keep the content fresh and up to date. We'll write the content for the landing pages. We take care of everything to get this set up. We're also going to set you up with Interest Tracker. This is a CRM that's specifically designed for Adventist evangelism. We're going to include subscriptions to every module. We're including text messaging with 2,000 credits each month. We include attendance tracker. We're working on an email module that's going to be coming out soon. You'll be able to send bulk text messages to specific segments of your list or to everyone. You'll be able to use attendance tracker to keep track of your weekly worship attendance in addition to your evangelistic events. So we include Interest Tracker and all the modules that come with that. We'll also include Facebook and Instagram advertising, helping you reach that audience that you're looking for. These ads will lead back to your landing page where you'll be able to capture information about these people who want what you're offering, whether it's a Bible study or book or something else. And then when someone submits a request, it automatically flows into Interest Tracker. You get an alert that a request has been made. And so you can begin communicating directly with that interest in addition to all of the automated emails. You'll also get, with the Digital Transformation Bundle, our YouTube Pastor Branding Program. So we'll handle all the mechanics of editing, posting, running ads for these 60-second videos that you record every week. You'll be able to send us 4 videos each month. We'll provide coaching, feedback. We'll do initial training on how to record using your own mobile device. So this coaching feedback is going to help you improve your own skills as the year progresses. You send us the video, we handle everything else. We'll even include in the digital transformation bundle an unlimited plus subscription to our biblical graphics library that's found at sermonview.com. It gives you access to art that you can use in your sermons and in your videos. The license also allows you to use these graphics and videos that you post online, so you're covered there. The digital transformation bundle gives you access to 5 different skill sets at SermonView, including video editing, social media advertising, YouTube advertising, search engine marketing, website communication. If you were to hire someone with all these skills to do this for you, it's a full-time job, really. And the value of these skills is going to cost you $40,000 minimum. And if they're good at all 5 of these skills, they're going to be way more expensive than that. If you were to buy these products individually from SermonView, the cost would be about $25,000 for the year. With the digital transformation bundle, we're going to do all of this for you for $19,000 for the year. And a large portion of this cost is the actual advertising budget, which is included in the program. Every month, we're going to be running over $1,000 worth of ads across Google Search, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. This is a brand new program. We only started offering it a couple months ago. Because it's new, we're limiting participation initially to 5 churches, so we can work out some of the production kinks. We have 2 churches that have signed on, so we have 3 more slots for this initial round. You're going to be one of the first churches to begin the digital transformation at a high level and implement these digital marketing funnels. I've talked with a couple of conferences who are offering funds for this. So even if it feels like a lot of money, your conference may be willing to subsidize the cost. And in fact, if you talk with your conference leader and they have questions, I'm happy to personally talk with them to help them catch the vision of what you want to do in your community using these digital methods. Now, I explained how all this works so that you can catch a vision for this. But the great thing is that we handle everything for you. You don't have to do it. You can continue to focus on the ministry that you do, and we'll set up the digital marketing to introduce new people to you. You're going to be reaching people right where they are online 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, all year long. It's an amazing program, and I hope that you'll be able to take advantage of it. That is our webinar for today. The SermonView crew would love to help you get this funnel marketing system set up at your church so we can start connecting with people in your community. There are people ready to meet you if only they knew the priceless treasure that you have at your church. So get in touch with us. Let's get your online funnel evangelism program going so you can connect with people throughout the year. We'd also love to help you market your next evangelistic event. If you're planning to work with us for a bridge event or reaping series coming up, I encourage you to contact us as soon as you have the date so we can reserve that place in the production calendar. If you'd like to talk with someone about evangelism marketing, you can put contact information in the chat system. Someone from our team will reach out to you. You can get more information at evangelismmarketing.com/digital transformation. For our next webinar, I'm going to be digging deeper into parasocial relationships. We talked about it in the last webinar on the digital transformation, but in the next webinar, we're going to be going into the nuts and bolts of specific things that you can do as a pastor or a church leader to foster these online parasocial relationships in your community. And then what you can do to upgrade these relationships to in-person, face-to-face social relationships. We don't have a date set for the next webinar, but keep an eye out for information on when that webinar is going to be. Will you pray with me as we close? Lord, just thank you for this time together. And I pray that you will bless each person that has been part of this webinar, that's listened in. Lord, I pray for your vision. I pray for your confidence and your heart to reach out to the people who are hurting in each of our communities. Lord, I just pray for a blessing, and I pray that the work that we do together is going to result in a great harvest for your kingdom. I pray this in the name of Jesus. Amen. All right, guys, thanks for joining us. God bless and take care.